Different reasons, either athletes missing or athletes not setting times. So these are our 4 finalists for the Youth B. We get to check them out. USA heavily, and Switzerland, in fact, heavily present in this final for the Youth B. And the athletes will be out on the speed wall later on in a couple of minutes, in fact, as we go through all of these categories. Speed climbing is just part of a variety of different activities on the UIAA, including lead climbing, which will take place on the same structure. And you can just about in the background there see some plywood in amongst the ice. That's what the athletes will be mainly climbing. And right now in the isolation tent, the heaters are on. The athletes are wrapped up warm, as you can see, and just preparing themselves before going out. And trust me, keeping warm in this place is part of the battle. Not too cold here today. Last year, I think it was about -20 in the same valley, but a little bit warmer in the valley here this afternoon. But the athletes still, of course, need to be inside that tent, making sure they're warm and prepared to go out and perform. We're just in this sort of holding area right now before the athletes come out. You can see holding fruit boots over heaters. A good way to get things warm. None of this shoving climbing shoes down your jackets. In this sport, you end up with holes in your jackets. That heater are much better, although I'm slightly worried about those laces burning now. Anyway, sure they know what they're doing. A nice fur coat in that gentleman as well. So the athletes are getting prepared. Just behind you in that shot, you can see the judges and the officials making sure the starter pad is ready to go. The athletes themselves, they've been practicing, they've been qualifying, and now those who have progressed will move forward into tonight or this afternoon's finals. So, gold medals on the line, but of course, a couple of minutes until we will be ready and underway. That starting pad, you can see a gentleman there in the background cleaning it off. We do occasionally have problems with that starting pad. Turns out that icy cold water and ice are not best for electronics, but the judges will be doing their best to keep things clear. And in fact, a good shot here as we get to see the preparation that's in place. And also an opportunity for you to see how much ice there is. I think often in ice climbing competitions there's a general discussion about the lack of ice because of course, the athletes need a playing field that's equal for all. But here, we've got lots of ice, and the surface of the arena itself is covered in ice. They recommend you wear crampons. They certainly make you wear helmets out there because flying ice axes is a thing. I've come close a few times. So anyone in that arena will be covering up and well protected. Now, if you're new to speed climbing as a principle, well, it's pretty simple. You start at the bottom and you finish there. That top stopping pad on your screen, the athletes will hit that with their ice axes, stopping the clock. Clock will be beginning when they begin their run down at the bottom. And what's fascinating about this aspect of the sport, and we'll talk about those tools in a sec. In fact, let's talk about the tools now. It's on screen. Different kind of ice axes. They're called, they're based on fifis, or they are called fifis, which are sort of a derivative from a aid climbing tool. They've become these axes. Now, they're different from normal or lead climbing axes. A little bit shorter, much, much sharper. And the athletes hold them in a different grip. And whereas if you're used to ice climbing where you hit your axe into the ice, not so with this. You almost want to be hooking the ice. And those hooks have either been pre-drilled or, because the wall has been practiced on, they're there waiting for the athletes. So you won't be seeing them swinging. You'll mainly be seeing them hooking on the ice. The legs, of course, they will be pumping away, driving the athlete up the wall. We get an opportunity now to look at some of the youth who are certainly enjoying themselves here on what day are we? Friday afternoon here. And they'll be competing today and tomorrow. And a lot of these athletes will be competing in both the speed and the lead. They've come a long way. They're looking for comp experience, and any opportunity to be out there in a stadium like this on camera is good for them, good for the future sport, and it is a learning opportunity for everyone. Well, as our cherry picker makes its way up with the photographers on board, and just spare a thought to the photographers, they have to have one of the coldest jobs in climbing, hanging around the entire day, taking some fantastic photos of our athletes. And of course you can check all that out on the UIAA website, so you can have a little look at the pictures. Instagram, of course, I'm pretty sure there's a Tumblr kicking around somewhere, but not sure about that. So yeah, you can see those photos live from the event. As you can see by our pictures, we have a variety of younger athletes and older sort of stewards, perhaps. And a lot of the older people hanging around, well, they compete on the circuit themselves, so they can give some knowledge to the athletes. And they will need it out there here today. A lot of them competing for the first time in speed. Some of them competing for the first time in lead tomorrow as well. And you can see GB climbing there, Team Poland, Team USA. A lot of these athletes travelling, or some of them travelling directly from Korea, where we were for the first World Cup of the season. That World Cup taking place last weekend, and you can go and watch all of that. So there are our athletes from Team USA. They're in the black down puffer jackets. The gentleman there on the right was in the finals in Korea last time. And yeah, so some experienced members of the team, as any part of Team Finland. Used to compete on the senior circuit, is now very much in the youth side of things, looking after the young Finnish athletes coming through. She's an absolute legend of the sport. And we'll actually be competing on Sunday, and Sunday is worth putting in your calendars. It's the Continental Cup, or a round of it, that tournament travelling throughout Europe. And we will have a winner decided at the end, but this round in France, it does go all over the place. In fact, Finland has won in Sunderland in the UK. So, yeah, keep an eye on the Continental Series as well as the UIAA Ice Climbing World Cup Series as well. It's just lots of climbing. And there's a little shot there of the stunning valley that we're in. You drive up the mountain from the villages, all the time getting snowier and icier, into this valley, and then phone reception disappears, the temperature drops, and suddenly you're greeted by this ice tower when you come around the corner. And it's spectacular, it really is. Perhaps a different kind of structure from what you used to if you saw in Korea, or if you've seen the Sasfay competitions up the car park. This is a freestanding ice structure. You can use it all year round. And it's a good training opportunity for the French athletes who are based here and anyone really travelling through this area. It's a bit of a hub. Well, the judges are waiting, wrapped up warmly. You can see some of them in the tent, some of them sitting outside. And the hat-helmet combo, very, very important. She's got buff on as well. See, I did not buff up. OK, well, our first competition here, first race out for the men. Dominic Unsach. So, good start for him. The athletes have 3 rounds in order to set their best time. Dominic from the USA, hooking his way up through the bottom of this route. And you can see now what I was talking about before when I said the athletes aren't hitting the ice, they're hooking the ice. And this is good work from Dominic. Working his way up nearly towards the top now. Last couple of meters to go. No mistakes, no slips. That ice getting nicely tracked out for the athletes. One move away, hits it with a bang. And we'll just wait for the score to be updated on the screen. As Dominic kicks things off for Youth B. This is the under-16s. Athlete number 2, Ben Ziegler there. Just warming himself up, getting ready to go. That was a good run from Dominic. This is him just coming down at the end. More traditional belay setup from if you watch other speed competitions where we use auto belays. In fact, last weekend we used auto belays. This one is a manual setup. A little bit different, but same principle. The belay is there to keep the athletes safe as they climb. And a little nod to the screen there as he leaves the stage. And we'll sit down. I would imagine shove a big jacket on and fist bumps all round. Right, next up, Ben Ziegler from Switzerland. Starts with tools hooked into the ice, making sure that first placement, right foot up, staring up at the wall as he waits for the buzzers to sound to get his run underway. Now that is the full start sound there. I'm not quite sure whether that was a full start. Occasionally it can be a timing pad issue. The athletes are allowed 1 full start per competition, so if that was counted as a full start, that'll be his 1 gone. Haven't got confirmation of that yet. I think it might have been a timing issue more than anything. Well, no such problems with any timing this time, and a good start from young Ben. A couple of slips for the first time here, and we will talk about the danger aspect of this sport later on, but just remember how sharp those tools are. So if you're watching this thinking, oh, you know, safety is first, of course safety is first, and yeah, accidents do happen, and we've got slippery ice and sharp tools, so hold your breath a little bit if you're watching this. It is an extreme sport, I think, at least. 1 move away for Ben, stops the clock. And we will wait to see his time and how it relates. But all of the athletes will get 3 runs on this surface. So it is a bit of a tactical game about how you play it. I'd imagine they'll want to get 1 under their belts, 1 very fast time, perhaps 1 safe time. We'll have to see how they play it later on as this progresses. We do have lots of categories of climbers coming out. And our leaderboard down on the left now. So Ben Ziegler, we just saw him, 27.10, just ahead of Dominic. Now do remember that this scoreboard will flick through and change as we progress. We're looking for our podium finishes, but the athletes have 3 runs to do it. So everything is provisional, which I like actually, because it sets ourselves up and allows us to ease our way into this competition a little bit. That is Ben hitting the ice in order to get his first pick established. Sorry, I said Ben. This is Landers Skedosh from USA. He's underway, and a good clean start from him. And this is fast. A good start, a little side to side, but look at this performance from Landers. This is going to be a very, very quick time. He's going to smash the time, in fact. That's got to be close to at least, well, it must be close to 15 seconds on that one. That was speedy stuff from Landers Gaydos. A good first run, one in the books for him, and he should be happy with that time. He got a clean start, was fluid through the bottom, didn't seem to gas out towards the top, and we wait to see the confirmation of that time, but it's going to be a good one for Landers. And so often we see in speed, keeping in your own zone is super important. Had his eyes closed there as the team unclipped him. And look at that time, it was near to 15, 12.07, and that is a huge statement from Landers Gaydos, who is well ahead here in the early opening rounds of this Youth B Speed Final. Next up, Martin Nilsdorf from Switzerland. Slower start, went right and then cut back left, trying to find a good way through this ice wall, picking his route. Couple of slips, not looking at his feet, needs to trust. This is a good run, but he's had a couple of mistakes. He's not going to compete with Landers as it stands, but that was pretty good, and he just looks down. He might not have hit the pad there, because he is sort of questioning what's going on. In fact, I think the clock is probably still running. He's just getting confirmation of what to do. Yeah, looks like it. Well, again, not too sure if that was a technical issue or if he missed the pad. Looked to me like he hit it. So we'll wait and see. Usually at these comps, there's someone standing with a stopwatch just sort of backing up the time, so we'll have to wait and see. We will now flick, and you can see Dominic is waiting for his second run. Speed climbing does move quickly, as you'd expect, really, from the title. But we've had all of our 4 finalists for the Youth B men run now. They'll know the times, they'll know what they have, and Dominic knows that he needs to get close to 12 seconds in order to get on that leaderboard, which is a big ask. He needs to, well, more than half his time here. But Dominic will want to secure. He's on third. There goes the buzzer again. He jumps down, questioning look over. Will it be a full start? Will it be a timing issue? I'm not too sure. I don't always have that information handy in front of me. Gets the nod anyway. He will run again, whatever. No beeps this time. Clean start as he gets underway. It's a little bit slower, possibly than his first run. We'll have to wait and see. He should shave off some time. He'll know the big patches here in the ice. Although it does change between athletes' times, it doesn't change that much, especially within a category. So he'll know the good hooks, where they're at. Will it have improved his time? We wait. He goes closer to the top now. Legs pumping. He'll be breathing hard as he slaps that final pad. Checks with the belay. He's lowering him down rather quickly there through the middle section. Just bear in mind our belayer team. They're at least they're active out there. There's a couple of jobs like our intrepid camera crew who are on a tripod, and I do feel for them right now. We'll have to wait and see what Dominic's second time will be. I can see the clock in the background, but I can't see it all, so we'll wait for the scoreboard to come up. Ben Ziegler wastes no time in getting himself underway. Well, same time then, so Dominic did improve, 23.08. He was up in the 28, so it was an improvement, but nowhere near Mr. Landers' time as things stand. So, underway again. Feet pumping off that beginning. This is Ben, currently sitting in third for Team Switzerland. Having issues down low here. Hooking, pumping, and yet slower. Now getting up some speed, some momentum at the top. So much of this is down to confidence. Do you trust those hooks? Do you not? He looks good now. Getting encouragement from the crowd. Oh, he slips just before the stopping pad. It didn't hinder him too much. That left leg was positioned well. Allowed him to stretch up despite that right foot slip. Stops the clock. And he'll come down. We'll be able to check this time in a minute. But exciting stuff here in Youth B. About midway through our first category here. He checks the clock. Breathing hard, looks happy, smile on his face. I do love doing these youth competitions. It's one of my favourite parts of any circuit, because it is so important. Well, next up, Landers Gaydos, the man who is way out in front. He got close to 12 seconds. I think he'll know that currently he is way out in front. Now, and this will be interestingly tactically. If I was him at this moment, I think I'd just chill. I'm not sure I'd work too hard on this round, but Landers is 16. And he'll be raring to go. He'll want to set another fast time. Let's see what he can do. And look at this, explosive again. Hooking, but he's got a left hook stuck that time. It was so clean the first time, and he falls. So, yeah, that first round. And he does just check his arm out there. And perhaps this is the moment to talk about how dangerous this sport is, because those axes are razor sharp. There's a video on Epic TV if you want to see what happened when I stabbed myself with one of those axes. They really hurt and they make lots of blood. And accidents do happen in this sport. So hopefully he's okay. He did look down at his arm. I think he's all right. But a slip will cancel out that time for him. So his 12 seconds will stand on his first run. All right. Martin Nilsdorf is out. The athletes wearing golf gloves on their hands, by the way, if you're wondering what brand to buy that from. They don't make them, really. It's quite a specific tool, that one. Right, he's cleanly underway, and this is a better start. Had a bit of a slip, caught himself. Another left pick slip there, going all over the place here, making big moves, and the middle section of the route proving problematic for the last two athletes, spitting them off. Finds some momentum now, needs to build towards the top. And yeah, despite the tools, it did look slightly faster. We'll have to wait and see on that one. It was a nice run from him once he got underway. Yeah, the middle part looks like it's starting to get a bit slippy, because although sometimes the footholds, you create bigger ones, occasionally there's a lot of ice and snow that appears on them from falling from other athletes, and that does cause slips. So we'll have to wait and see. Right, Dominik Unsach has his final round as we look at the leaderboard before the last round here. Gadosh way out in front of that 12 seconds, but we just saw him coming closer with 17 and cementing himself on the podium. Here's Dolph there. And Ziegler is currently in fourth. So this man needs to do something here. Dominic pushing, needs to get on the score. Fell last time, nearly fell again. Caught himself with a left pick. Feet going all over the place here, but finding some momentum now. Pushing upwards, legs kicking. Oh, but it's another fall and a slip, and that's 2 out of 2. From him, just a round set on his first round, and you can see that frustration. You just want to get a clean run in. Those slips are so annoying when you feel like you're making some progress. Disappointment from the young athlete's face, but he will learn from that. That time still ticking on in the corner. It won't count. He's back on the ground. So that first time will count. Right, Ben Ziegler comes up for his last run of his afternoon. He's doing well at the moment. Up there on the podium. Let's see what he can do here as he gets underway.
Let's go, Ben. It's your last attempt. Let's go.
So Ben pumping with those feet. Good hooks down low. This is a good run from him. Big left hook there. That made a difference, stopping that fall. Going way left of the wall. Slight different route through here. Is it paying off though? Goes up. It's that time. And just has a little check of the clock. I don't think it's going to be enough for the top spot. We'll have to wait and see if it's going to be on the podium. 20.25 is going to be a good round from him. Should be on the podium. So nice work from Ben Ziegler there. As he returns back to the icy ground. And he's happy with that. Good smile on his face there. Says hello, and let's look at our leaderboard there. Yeah, that was enough. So 20.02, that puts him up into third position. Landers Gadosh is next. He's cemented in the first spot though. He'd like to get another run in here just to make sure of it. Fell the run before. And remember that top three, although he won't really be knocked out of it at this stage, he'll want to get a best time as possible. Can he beat that 12 seconds that he set in his first run? He slipped on the second. Well, it's another fast start for him. He just goes for it down low. Will there be a mistake? Looking better. And there's the first of the slips. There's another one. I'm not sure it's going to be near his 12, but it's coming close. He's going to get very close to it. It's going to be over, though. Last slip put paid to it. 13.739. He might have had it if he hadn't fallen at the top. But at 12.07, still keeps him on the top spot. With Dorsch slipping. Oh, that was good work from him. It's one athlete to go here, so he will be guaranteed at least a silver. Martin Nilsdorf will need to pull something pretty special out. But he was a 17, so you never know. That's where he's currently at on the leaderboard. So our next athlete is the last one who can make an impression on this top spot position. He's already in silver. Will he upgrade one more colour into a gold? It's a big ask. 5 seconds at least. He's got to find it. Sitting on 17.57. Destiny in his hands here. Hooks on with the left. Nils getting big support from the crowd as they listen. Well, it's a strong start from him, and it could be a fast one, but a big slip. Double catch will save him on that one. Remember the time. Keep an eye on the bottom right of your screens. Coming up to 10 seconds now. Will he come close to this? He's made some mistakes. He makes another one. Can he get the final? He's so close. He's not going to be able to make an impression on that gold, but that will guarantee him the silver medal. That score will be upgraded on the left, and we will know our top 3. Provisional, of course. There are appeals in this sport. As you can see, the leaderboard change. So if I hear anything different, I'll let you know. But that was our top 3 for the Youth B male under 16s as it stands. And a good fun round to start things off here. Another round to come as we move immediately through here onto our next set of athletes. And this is Clark Noon. We're on to Youth A male here, under 18s. And what on earth are on his hands, you might be asking? They look like wizard sleeves. Well, as I said, as I've mentioned, ice climbing is fairly dangerous, especially on speed. And those gauntlets, those gloves, the athletes can use to protect themselves. But interestingly, it is fairly unregulated, so it's a little bit, make it in your garden shed and bring it to a competition. That's why we see some athletes using it. And this is Clark Noon setting a sighter time here. Feet a little bit too pigeon-toed out sideways. He needs just to drive upwards. He's settling in a little too much on this. He needs to stop the clock. We'll be around about 30-second mark, 31.346 in this packed youth male category, by the way. 8 athletes making it through to this stage. And it's so interesting to see the difference in styles, especially between the athletes who have done this regularly and those who haven't. And that's worth remembering that some of these will never have touched a speed ice wall before today, before practice. So there will be a bit of a difference in terms of styles and speed on offer, but it does allow you watching at home to understand what is the fastest way up. For me too, here in the commentary box. Shivan Aron from Finland is up. Shivonen gets the call. He's wearing more glove-like gauntlets on his hands rather than those cones. Sticking a little bit towards the left before migrating over to the right. That wire that sticks out of the wall is used for quick draw placements when this wall is used for a lead wall. Not so today, of course, just top rope. This is going to certainly smash our previous time and get up to the top spot, provisionally 18.102. But we've seen a sub 15 second on this wall, so we know it's possible. He's also wearing some pretty hefty thigh protection there. A bit like a climber's knee pads, except it goes all the way down. So yeah, the athletes in this experimental phase, trying to keep the sport as safe as possible. UIAA, of course, trying to do that as well. And as things progress, I would imagine that these things we can see will become more regulated. All right, well, the next athlete is Waking Suho Neo from Finland. Now, is there wearing some... And they're just swapping these gauntlets, interestingly. So the Finnish team clearly have one prototype they're using. Pass to the next athlete. He's also wearing the yellow glasses. It's not particularly sunny out there. That's to stop the ice flicking in his eye. Because when you're going as fast as they want to be going, having ice obscure your vision is obviously not ideal. So the glasses there more for that. Style, of course. Partial to a yellow sunglass myself. Well, clean start, but an immediate slip. He caught himself, and I think that's going to count. No, it's not going to count. I think his feet hit the ground. I was about to say, it looked to me like his feet did hit. There was an immediate slip, but it's not what you'd want as an athlete, of course. He questions it. And, yeah, we'd have to see, but to me it looked like he fell, hit the ground, and then caught himself. Bit of rope stretch there in the opening meters, meaning that it's safe, but he will stretch down, and I think that's what happened. He, of course, questioned it. I would too. Just making sure with the judges that is the case. Okay, from Mongolia, Dulgun Ekaindul. I've definitely murdered that pronunciation, so I'm just going to call him Dulgun for the time being. 4th athlete out here on the wall. Sets himself, gets ready. Interesting style. Both picks ready to go, and there goes the time, and it's starting. And he will start to pump those legs. Another big fall. This wall causing some issues here. Difficulties down low. It's not going to be an amazing time, but he wants to get up towards the 20-second mark if he's going to get onto that podium. And he is pumping hard. Here comes a 20. It will be up there on the podium. Yes, a 19.956. That will put him in good stead. Matthias looks down just to check. And is lowered. And that'll be up there in second place as things stand. That was a good round from him. Fast time. Yeah, currently the wall running for this round of athletes, around about the 18-second mark. But this first run is probably an opportunity, although we didn't see it in the previous category, but the athletes will just want to get a run on the books. Not a full start, not a full. Get a time on the board and then work on speed later on. So that's what I would expect them to be doing. But you try to talk tactics when basically you're trying to go as fast as possible. It kind of goes out the window when you're out there on the ice. Eric Larsdorf from Switzerland. No, sorry, this isn't Eric. My apologies. This is Matthias here. Lengrath from Finland. Big Finnish youth team here. Sorry, and Finnish and Czech team. And this is a good round from the Czech athlete. Hits the clock. Let's see where he's at. 16.56. That is going to be right on the top spot of the leaderboard. Matthias from Czech Republic. Good round from him. One of his teammates won the women's speed last week. Anetta. A good round from her in the first opening competition of the season. And I'm mentioning this because all of these live streams are free to watch on the YouTube channel. So you can go and have a watch. And also, I've forgotten about it, but we do have a live chat going on. So if you want to ask any ice climbing questions, I'll keep a little eye on that as we progress. If you just want to say hello to me, then say hello. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. What time is it? What are you doing? Have that conversation. Right, next athlete out. Eric from Switzerland, Elik Dorf. We're expecting him to be quick. And it is a quick beginning for him. So he gets underway. Smooth run. Got a little pick caught there, but it's going to stop the clock at 13 seconds. And this time is beginning to tumble. He holds his right leg. I think he hit himself somehow. We'll have to wait and see. It's so often in this that when the athletes spike themselves or hit themselves, you don't see it in the moment. It's only when you watch a replay you realise what they did to themselves. So he's holding his right knee. Hopefully he's okay. I'm not sure he'll care too much though, because that time is enough for first position as things stand at 13.172. Hello to Angela Limbach, who is very active on the chat, by the way, and Jennifer L. on the chat. Go, go, go. But yeah, come and say hello to me if you're there. Asgal is now out, has a look over towards the left, starter's orders as he prepares himself. All right, and it's another big pumpy over on the right-hand side of this route, ignoring the left as most of the other athletes have done. Let's see if that is a bit quicker. Hooking his way, now starts to go towards the left, back towards the middle of the wall where the stopping pad is, hits that pad, and 14.68 times are tumbling here. That's going to put him up into first position as things stand. And now that leaderboard upgraded. So yeah, second position, 14.68 for him. All right, hotting up. Hopefully not literally. Otherwise we're going to have a very wet speed final, but things are getting quick here in Chambry at Vanoise. Next athlete gets himself prepared. Buff ready. A fairly thin outer layer on here. This is Asgal. Sorry, it was just Wilson Whitley we just witnessed before. This is Asgal. Asgal's underway. The camera starts to follow them up the wall. He decides for the middle track, which is looking very tracked out. Slip, saves himself, brings that left foot up now, starts to pump the legs. He nears the top. Hard hitting work from him. That right foot slips again. Final couple of meters, stopping the clock at 16.487. Not for third at the moment. He will come down and we will reset things. That's the full rotation for this round. Clark Noon will be up next to improve his time, which is currently down in 7th. He's got that time of 31 seconds. That's coming up there in a bit. Our camera's picking up some of the chat. All right, next up is Clark Noon, Team GB, will be shouted. Oh, but it's an immediate slip, and we'll have to wait to see exactly how that will count. I don't think it will count as a fall, although the starting pad went up in the air as he kicked it. Not an ideal start, trying to improve on that 31.34 second time. It is faster, but it's far more wild from Noon as he works his way upwards. As long as he doesn't fall, it's going to be a better time. Oh, but he's pushing this fall thing to the limit. 20 seconds, hit the pad, my friend. He does. And that's a big improvement on that initial time, almost 10 seconds up. And he's learning. I had that moment down low, though. I thought it might be counted for a second as a fall. I think it was more just a wild kick up from him. Now back down to the earth. And a deep breath. Well, second clip. 20. You can hear some of Team GB pretty happy with that result in the background there. Okay, next up, Seehoven Aro from Finland will join us. Right, he's underway now, currently sitting down in 5th, needs to improve on that time of 18 seconds, but he's having some problems. Got a stuck pick, that left leg came into the hole where that wire is. It's a big hole there, but it kind of gets stuck into it. Hooking, careful of the wire, look, there it is. He got all caught up with it on the left. It's not ideal, and it's not going to improve his time. 18.76, it was close to, and it's nice and consistent from him. We'll be happy with that, but mistakes made on that run, including getting a little tangled up with the left. And here it was as our replay show team show it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that left axe. You want to avoid that wire. The wire, as a reminder, people, is there for quick draws when the wall is used for more regular ice climbing. And it's just part of this speed wall. But yeah, getting a little tweaked up in that then. Want to avoid that next time. Right, yellow sunglasses is back. Shuho Neo swaps over the gauntlets for this Youth A male. I like the gauntlet. It's fancy that. It's like gaiters. I used to wear them when alpine climbing back in the day. So a hand gaiter, should we call it that? Right, good start, underway. I say good start, it's a little bit slow off the line actually. Didn't want a full start, there's a fine line, isn't there? Big swing and a catch there on the left. Sticking way towards the right, and I'm not sure that's the best tactic. The ice is hard here at the moment. There won't be that many hooks out there. He's deciding it is his best way. Look how far right he's going. He's going to have to now curve back towards the left. Stops it with the left. 22.122. That's definitely worth a try. Went way over on the right, as you can see, and then look at that was the ping. Less hooks out there. And it's this point where the athletes are going to have to start making decisions on the route, because... And I think, to be honest, it's a good tactic, this, on your second run. You might as well try that right lane. And you can balance it out for the third one, which one you think is quickest. To me, the ice is brittle. It is cold at the moment. It was very wet and warm yesterday. The ice is refrozen, and it doesn't give the best conditions for speed climbing where you want good hooks. So I think going where there are no hooks to be had might be a bit of a mistake. But what do I know? I'm in a commentary box. I'm not out there on the ice, so it's my opinion anyway. Dulgan now is out again, eyes focused upwards, that little spring in his step. He initially starts on the left, but a bit of a slow start to him, having trouble with that right. And you can see it's going to be a straight fall from him. Not much you can do at that phase. He'll have to come down, and the steps that are there are just getting worn away a little. So you either have to really trust the front points, and let's see exactly what happened. Yeah, that left foot dished out the ice. He started to lose it there, but it was really a pick issue higher up rather than the feet that sent him down. Matthias from the Czech Republic walks towards the ice. Right pick solidly planted there in the ice. The left will be floating. All right, from the Czech Republic, first run at 16.59 was enough. Fourth place as it stands. He's very close to being in a podium position. I think he might go all out here. Let's see. Well, he's got it all to play for. He's sticking way to the left. Oh, and a big slip here. Now, if you go left, you've got to be careful of that wire. He is so fast. Switches back to the middle now. Great run from him. This should be an improvement as long as he doesn't mess things up at the top. 14.405. What a jump up towards silver. And I think he is happy. That wasn't a thigh hit of frustration. That was happiness. That was a good, clean run from him. He had that moment down low, but from then on, didn't really put a foot wrong, pumping those feet as he made his way up. A great run, look at that. Well, that is a good time. He'll be happy with that, and that leaves him in silver medal provisionally, of course. So we'll have to wait and see where those times stand. Another run to go, of course, once we've worked our way through this lot. Right, Eric Dolph, wearing the red colours of Switzerland, is ready. Big Swiss team, as you'd expect, a big ice climbing nation. That is a good start from him. This is really good. Switches towards the middle. Finding flow here. Look at the clock. Towards 8 seconds. Now he has his first slip and a second one. That's heartbreaking. 11 seconds. 12. Another. Well, 13.561 will not be enough for the gold medal, and I think it could have been. He started so well and just had moments towards the top section, including that where he nearly stood on the wire, which might have caused problems on the left. Look at this. You just want to will them up at that stage. You know the time is ticking. And that could have been a really good time. But it's still a good time. According to my calculations, he should be in second. We'll wait and see. Well, from Team USA here, number 25, Wilson Whitley, gives a big smile to our camera, looking relaxed as he comes out.
Let's go, Wilson. Very good start.
Pumping those feet now as he drives himself upwards. This could be another good run. We've seen mistakes up top, though. There's our first one. Left pick explodes. Can he keep it together at the top? Watch the clock. This could be a good one. Now he's having moments of hesitation. Stops him at 13.305.
305.
We'll wait and see. Let's see a replay immediately. That was a big slip. Caught himself well on the right. Did well not to stab himself with the left pick as well. There's always a consideration. Feet pumping here as he drives himself upwards. I keep saying drives himself upwards like I'm in a car, but you know what I mean. Well, 13.305. And the reason it hasn't been updated on that scores is the system sometimes just takes a while, so don't worry too much about that, but it does give you an idea of the scores, and there we go as it gets updated there. So just to let you know why that happens, we have a couple of seconds delay and then it gets confirmed, and of course we need confirmation from our judges to make sure that those scores are there. Okay, next up, Asgirl, which I really need to work out how to say, but he's doing really good here. But a massive slip down low. Another athlete is prematurely shoved out of this competition. Goes back down, and I love the look that the athletes always get when they fall. You sort of wonder where he's looking. You're sort of looking at the belay, looking at your coaches. You just want someone to be like, don't worry, it wasn't your fault. But it's so hard when you're out there. Okay, final round then. We switch back to Clark Noon. And we know currently that to get on the podium, you need a 14.40 or quicker. Noon currently down out of that podium, out of the top. He is currently in last position. Needs to improve on that 22.48. Came close before, had a good run, made some mistakes up high. Let's see what he can do this time. This is better from him. Way left, though. Now traverses back towards the middle, being shouted up by the team. This is going to be an improvement. What an improvement. A 15.977. Wow. Well, he was looking for a better score, and boy, did he get it. This was early. This was in the middle, I mean. Moments of slip, but really a good round, especially compared with his last one. Jumping his way up, and Team GB will be over the moon on that one. What a good performance from young Noon. And that moves him, as you can see, up to 4th position. Look at that, from 8th to 4th in just one run. Close to getting on the podium, in fact. All right, next up, Shivovan will be out next. Aro is currently in 6th. 18.10 is his best time out of the two previously. Can he improve? Waits for the light. No false starts, no mistakes. He starts his run, sticking right towards the middle here where those big holes have now developed. Big holes mean big platforms to stand on, though. And you can see he's using them to full advantage as he goes. Left leg sliding around, though. One move away, slaps the top, and a 16.634. Another good improvement. That's knocked 2 seconds off his time. Athletes getting used to the ice and the pressure of competing here. We're seeing times getting obliterated all over the place on this Youth A male final. 16.634 from him. Good round. And we'll swap things over as that scoreboard goes up. Arrow will move up to 6th with that one. Got to get sub 14 though if you want a podium place. Can Neo do it? Suho Neo is now out. So he sets himself. He's currently in bottom position at the moment with a 22.12. Needs a cleaner round if he wants any chance of a better finish here. He's going away right. Now switches back towards the middle, still using that right lane. It might work for him, you never know. You should gamble really at this stage. Why not? Got nothing to lose. This will be a much better time if he can finish things off cleanly towards the top. Hits it, that is a better time. 18.23. We'll move him a couple of spaces up towards, well, certainly higher than he was before. This was that risky strategy of going right. Eyes were locked on his right pick, seeing if he could find a good hook in there. Found a couple. Harder feet, as you can see, less ledges to stand on, but therefore, and we've seen the ledges causing some slips, so perhaps a wise decision. Right, next athlete is out and about. Dolgan is ready. I love this crouch position. He starts in like a tiger off the blocks, and it is a good start, but then he has this little pause. He needs to iron that out. No time though now, and a big slip as well. Keeps things together though through the middle. Left foot is causing problems. That was a big jump up there. Gets the pick stuck. Had to wiggle it out. That will have not helped his time. It's not going to be world beating this, but it is a good one. Misses with the first jump. Stops the clock over 20, and he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, with a couple of errors on the way. And this was the top. He made a bit of a swing and a miss and had to reset and swing again. I'm not sure if we'll have time to see it. Let's wait. So yeah, it was underneath it. Saved himself, in fact. Went for the swing. Saved himself in the ice and then could bring the left pick in to stop the clock. But that was closer than it looked on your camera there to being disastrous for him. But set a time. Good work. Matthias, Czech Republic. He's currently in third, 14.40. He'll want to get something better, of course. A few athletes who can still knock him from that position. Let's see what he can do. Sticks towards the left, which means he's in the icy, wiry holes. Now goes towards the middle. Good work at the moment. Towards the top half here. Will he make a mistake? We've seen a lot of them make mistakes towards the top. Look at the clock, a 13. No, it's not. He missed it. And you thought for a second he was well in and could have been at the top spot of the podium, but he looked down to celebrate, realised the clock was still ticking, and his time will carry on. A big mistake at the top. Let's watch how it happened. He was looking towards a gold medal at one point, slipped, missed it, hit the wood only. And that's the second athlete in a row who's made that error. So Lingard will have to stay in third. That would have been close, but could have put him in a gold medal position there. Dolph, though, who is sitting in the gold medal position, will be celebrating that little slip. It'll be interesting to see whether he goes for broke here and risks a potential injury, or is happy. He's not happy. He's going to go for broke. Let's see, but it's another slip. And another slip. I don't think this is going to be an improvement then, but let's see. Dolph towards, he won't make an improvement on that time, but he will stop the clock at 14.103, which is actually be enough for bronze medal, but that first time he got will count. This is the slip, a double pick, swap and a catch in the middle. And then towards the top it was nice and clean. Hooking, slipping, better from him, but that 13.17 will be the time that stands for him. Wilson Whitley now. Lit up by the red lights as darkness starts to drop here. It's come up to 5:20 Central European time. That means the light has long ago dropped beneath the horizon, so it'll be lit at some point. Okay, final time here for Wilson Whitley. What can he do? Wow, a massive four and a full left arm catch here to keep himself on the wall. That was a big one. This falls again. Wild round from Wilson here. Another slip. This is all over the place, but super dramatic and enjoyable for us, and still a pretty good time. 17.42. Well, he had his head in his hands for a sec. He knew there were big mistakes, but what a save. That, I think that was maybe not the save, but certainly a great save from him. Numerous times did he manage to pull himself back onto the wall. I thought he was gone. That was another big one. Full swing there. Wow, well, that was all points off before he saved himself. And that 13.30 has left him in silver, guaranteed. In fact, is it guaranteed? The guaranteed podium, anyway. Well, our last athlete out for Youth A. Can they make an impression on the podium? Can they knock someone out? Last chance before we switch categories. On to our final men's category, in fact. Well, it's a good start from him, but a big slip down low. Left pick explodes out of the ice there. He's okay. Keeps picking, keeps going. 7 seconds, comes up to the 10-second mark. This could be a good improvement on his time. 16.48 was his last one. What's he going to get? To 13.93. That is a huge improvement. That is going to be a podium. Barring appeals here. Let's see how he did it. This was down low. Found some good placements for the foot. As I say that, he loses it. But you know what I mean down low. It was just front pointing with that right. Right foot was the main culprit for the slips. But a good, strong top. To my calculations, that should be up there. Bronze medal, I think. We'll have to wait and see. But a good round from him and a packed Youth A male round. That's our ice tower then. Remember, it will be in action for the lead. That's coming 3:30 tomorrow. If you're joining us, wonder what on earth is going on. Well, this is the Youth World Championships. And we can see our winner, Clark Noon. I think we'll take winner for him for that, followed by Shivran Aro and Suho Neo. That's our top three. This is the Youth A male. Oh, sorry, it's not. So Dorf will win, yes, 13.17. Whitley in second, 13.30 after that. So that was the scores on the doors. Well, we'll progress through now to the junior male. So our older category. This is the under-20s. And Victor Morella from Spain. And everyone is talking about this Spanish team because there are a lot of them here. And they're fairly new to this world of ice comp climbing. Came a couple of years ago, did well. Went away, came back, trained, came with a bigger team, and this year, well, they've gone all out. And there's a lot of Spanish ice climbers who'll be showing off, hopefully showing off anyway, their stuff. Well, Victor will go first. His first round, same principle as before. And he's hammering in that pick. Now that maybe shows a little bit of his, he's really hammering in the pick. Well, either that's because all the hooks have disappeared, but I don't think that's the case, or he's not as experienced as the others, because you don't want to really be doing that. Every time he swings and hits, not only are the axes not really designed to penetrate like this, but he will be losing time. What you want to do is be hooking into already existing holes, trusting them and pulling. That's the idea, and he's just done a bit too much hitting here, which, having done this a few times myself, the temptation is to do exactly what he's doing. It just feels natural. But it's not going to be the fastest time, and you can see this is going to be towards the, well, almost up to a minute mark nearly before he finishes this. So a slower time from Victor. Might be his first time doing this, you never know. It'll be good experience, whatever. And he'll certainly learn. Let's see if he can progress through the rounds. But at 52.731, you would imagine won't be enough. But for a first time, as I think it is for him, that is a good run. No slips, no full starts. About as good as you want, really, for your first World Championship performance, if it is. Apologies, Victor, if you are a regular on the scene. I've just done you a huge injustice, but, you know. Well, breathing heavy, looking at the time. And it is crazy how out of breath you get when you do this. Imagine, well, it's hard to describe what it's like, but, I mean, these guys are basically running a race. It's exhausting. Well, that is the crowd as they watch, his teammates being congratulated by Team Spain. And yeah, well, that's how many of Team Spain there are. And there's a lot more hanging around as well. Team Spain, not only are they quality rock climbers, turns out handy on an ice wall as well. Oliver Hammersky from Czech Republic gets himself locked in. See, 2 carabiners there. I think, is it 2 carabiners? I say that before checking. Usually it is. Well, we know what our initial time was at 52, and we know that should be very beatable. Let's see if this man can do it. Oliver is certainly faster at the moment. Better technique. You can see the difference. Hooking, not hitting, trusting it. Watch that left foot. Right on the wire there. I'm paranoid about this. The athletes will be far less worried than I am watching, but if you're like me at home, You're quite concerned by things sticking out of the ice, and I keep looking at them. That's going to be a good time, though. 26.753. Again, not blisteringly quick, but it will be enough for first place at the moment. Almost half the time of our previous athlete, Victor. And this slow motion makes it look like he was there for a long time, but he did have issues there on the top. Well, darkness started to fall. The atmosphere ramps up a bit because night here in Chambéry-Évannoise is special. This arena you can see lit, and hopefully we'll have some drone shots at some point because you can just see it in the forest. It's a beautiful place to go climbing. Brutally cold. I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, last year it was about -20. This year everyone is a bit happier that it isn't quite that cold. Okay, Rory Watson from the UK gets some encouragement. He's wearing lots of protective gear, those wizard sleeve hooks and knee pads, which is very wise with this sport. Good hooks so far as he starts to go. If he carries on like this, it will be enough for a top spot. 26 is our current leader. I think he's going to easily beat that. Problems at the top, though. Hits the time and a 17.112. That will put him on the top spot. Great round from Rory. Fast as well. A big slip there. Hacked back at the ice. Managed to find a good placement in order to restart and get going. And it can be so hard to generate momentum in this. And it's why I will talk about building momentum a lot during these speed rounds. Because if you have to stop, like he did, to refine that speed is hard. And it really does get in your brain as well, of course. Right, Daniel Kokoska from Poland is out. Little shake of his head. He'll be waiting, or have waited for quite a while in that athlete's isolation, which is a nice place to hang out, to be honest. You'll see a lot of UIAA staff just spending a lot of time in that tent because it is warm between their duties, of course. Right, let's see what Daniel can do here. Side-to-side style, but it's working for him well. Finds good feet, always with the left. You can see those placements hammered out for the right foot, though, now. Oh, did he hit it? He did the second time. 14.354. Times are tumbling here. Much, much better to get another time on the board. This is how he did it. Yeah, he found some good spots, good ledges for those feet. But a messy top. Missed it the first time, hit it the second. At least it didn't swing, hit, and then drop off. You sometimes see that, but that's up there on the leaderboard, isn't it? Yes, it is. Well, 14.35 puts him in the first place position. So we're beginning to understand what these junior males need to do in order to get onto the podium here. I think that time of 26 from Oliver will go. I've been wrong before. Often, in fact. So we'll have to see. Teo is next. Another member of Team Finland. Is he wearing jeans? Man, he's wearing jeans. Bold. Wonder if they're stretchy jeans. Well, he's pumping hard at the ice. I don't know whether the jeans are helping or hindering. But it's a strong performance from him. Very brave. Oh, he's got a big pick stick there. Recovers. Still pumping, but it's definitely shaking him as he nears the top. And it is counting on his time. It could have been cleaner. It could have been faster, but it's not bad. 22.77. Enough for fourth. I'm fascinated by the jeans. Surely they get wet. I mean, I'm wearing jeans, but I'm not climbing ice. I don't know. Maybe it was a choice. Maybe he forgot his trousers. I just don't know, but I want to know. Let me know on the chat. Oh, I haven't mentioned chat in a while. Do remember, we have a live chat going on for this, so come and say hello. I'm just having a look now. Hello to Gustavo Martinez. Says, come on, Rory. Angela Limbach. Nice run, Wilson. It was, wasn't it? So, yeah, come and join me on the chat. If you've got any questions as well about ice climbing, or especially speed climbing. Tim Ziegler is up next. Oh, it's a full start, though. Right, what will that mean? I don't think we've had any full starts, despite there being a full start beep so far, but that one looked a little bit more full start-y. And yes, it is a full start, so he'll be called down. Now, the athletes are allowed one full start per competition before being disqualified, so that is his one done. He's got, obviously, 2 more runs to go, but he won't want a full start again. The first time we see a full start, we saw full start beeps before, but they were counted as not full starts, just errors in the timing system or something happened. But first time to see it, so if you're new to it, now you know what it looks like. That's a full start. Tim Ziegler from Switzerland.
Let's go. Come on. Very good.
Sorry, this is Konstantin Will from Switzerland. From and he's doing well here from Latvia. 13.149. That is good. That's right up there. That is number one position. Good run. It was very smooth towards the top section. That was his big slip, and we see at least one per run. It's going to happen, isn't it? But a 13.149 is good. And yeah, he's happy with that. High fives all round. He should be. Well run. Batsiok, last competitor of this rotation before we go back to Victor. Yeah, Will there. Konstantin Will is up on the leaderboard. Well, this is a fast run. It started off like that anyway. Wow, look at this man fly. Different fluid style from what we've seen before. And this could be our new gold medalist if he doesn't mess up. And an 11.202. He didn't make any mistakes, so he has now got his ankle stuck. I hope he's all right there. He had a few moments, but it was just a difference in fluidity that pushed him through, powered his way upwards here. That's our new leader, coming right at the end. That was a massive slip. As I said, we need at least one per run, because it's not speed ice climbing. That was a fantastic run. That could be, from what we've seen so far, pretty hard to beat. Victor, of course, is going to give it a go, but do remember Victor, perhaps one of our less experienced members, had a time close to the minute mark. 52.73 was his last run. So he'll be looking for an improvement on that, but I'm not sure he's going to be challenging for a podium. But prove me wrong, Victor. Before he was hitting, not hooking. I think someone should have had a word with him. Let's see what he does this time. And he's still going a bit hitty, but more hooky. That makes sense? Hope it does. He's now resorting to the hitting, though, a bit more. It just feels more secure. I do get it. Needs to hook, trust the hooks and pull, and now you can see much better as he trusts those hooks, finds them, buries the picks, and this is going to be certainly a quicker time unless he falls. He's learned something from his first run. Watch that left foot coming close now. It's going to be more towards 30 seconds than 60 seconds. Can he keep it together? What an improvement. Come on, one last jump. Victor stops the clock. No, he doesn't stop the clock. Stop the clock. Go again. Hits it. 37.305. I'm not sure if that's going to count as a fall or not. We'll see. Oh, but that's such a shame if it doesn't count, because that was so much faster for Victor. I hope it does count, but we'll have to wait and see, because he did miss it, and I don't think he'd realise he'd missed it, and I think he fell. Yeah, I think he does know that one. So he missed it, and I think it will have counted as a fall. I don't know, though. We'll see. Maybe not. It's currently on the scoreboard as not a fall, so what do I know? 37.30. Okay, next up, Oliver Hamerski. Oliver sitting in 6th at the moment, 26.75. He'll need a big improvement as well. And the ice does change in this competition. The athletes practiced, qualified, and did finals, and it'll be different almost every time they go. The ice changes. Look how much falls off when they climb, and that will change the route every time. And it means it's a fairly unique challenge every time we pull onto the ice. There's certainly an element of luck. What can Oliver do here, though? He needs to improve on that time, and he is improving so far. Don't make a mistake at the top, and he doesn't. 17.12. It's going to help his score. Shoved it up from 26 seconds, almost 10 seconds different. Big round for him. Bit too wide with the stance there. You need to keep that body a little more, what am I trying to say? All in line, really. You don't want to be seeing too much side-to-side movement. Right, Rory Watson. Pulls on. He's loving being here, isn't he? Big smile to our camera. Nice to see Team GB bring a big team as well. Talked a lot about Spanish teams and Swiss teams. Well, Team GB is on fire here. Let's see what happens to Rory. Well, he's going to go for it in this round. He might as well. Feet are pumping. He's through the bottom well. A strong performance from him. Big swing with that left pick. Recovers. Big swing again. Catches with the right. Time is always ticking. Couple of moments towards the top. Needs to jump, gets that right. It's all gone wrong at the top. It's totally gone wrong. Well, it started off with him hooking his own rope with the right. Had to sort that out. And look, he did get a left foot caught. I didn't even notice that. Thank you, replay team. That was down low. How did I not see that? I've been talking about it all afternoon. Well, yeah, he got caught up. Nearly caught himself there as well. That wire, that's the problem with the left-hand side of this course. So Rory having a nightmare of a run for him. He's just getting things explained to him, I think, by some of our judges. And he's talking through, look, I got it caught. I mean, I can't lip read, that's what I imagine he's saying. Oi, I got it caught. Surely that's not my fault. And the judge is going, well, either agreeing or disagreeing. Goodness, isn't it? And we'll see. All right, next up, Daniel Kokoska from Poland. In third at the moment, 14.35. That was his first run. See what he can do second time of asking here. Make sure of that right pick. He's got clear guards on. See, I'm so interested in what the athletes are using to protect themselves at the moment. Well, it's a confident start from him. Feet finding good placements. This could be quick as if he can keep it together. Avoids all the danger signs so far. Last section to go here. Hit the pattern, 12.561. That is well up there. Second position for him as it stands. Daniel jumps up onto the podium. Things change again. And that was about as smooth as you can get it, really. Very little errors that you could notice. Obviously, you can improve on these things, just shave off seconds. But that was a good run from him. Right, well, Daniel go and rest now. He's got 2 in the books, and that second one was a blistering time. 12.561. Teo.
And the turn of Teo.
Oh, Teo, I should say. Teo? Teo.
For his second attempt.
Second attempt on this run. Our friend the Gene Man is back. And a sparkly bell. I don't get it. Anyway, off he goes. Teo, doesn't really matter. He catches himself there with the right and he falls and he wasn't fully off. I think he stopped. I don't know if what quite happened there. Hopefully he's all right. It wasn't an injury because he is kind of holding that left leg perhaps. Oh yeah, he's wincing. There is an injury, definitely. Well, puncture wounds. I said it's hard to spot on a live stream. Maybe we'll be able to get a replay, but I think, yeah, look, he's holding that left leg up. And look, I have done this. It really hurts. Those things are like daggers. Look how sharp they are. And when you make a mistake and it slips out of the ice and punctures your thigh or your knee, it causes, it is a knee, and you can see the blood immediately. That is a nasty one. Well, our heart goes out to him, but also imagine if you're Tim Ziegler coming next. We all know this sport has its dangers. And you can keep it in the back of your mind, but when you watch somebody spike themselves, well, that's when psychologically this starts to play games with your mind. Tim Ziegler is a pro, of course. He will try to put that behind him, but it's not ideal. It's not what you want to see. And mental strength will have to be strong here from Tim. And he needs to go quick as well. Didn't set a time on that first one. Needs to set a time. He's full started, didn't he? So, count this as basically his first run. He needs to go all out. Let's see. No full start this time. Oh, but it's a fall. So a full start and a fall. And it's all going to come down to Tim's final run. And maybe, I talked about that psychological thing. You watch a friend perhaps getting hurt. It messes with you. Mess with me. I'll ask him later on if maybe that affected it. Konstantin Willi is out. Next athlete. And we're seeing some drama here in his junior male category. Final category for the men before we switch towards the women's comp. Sets himself once more. Got a 13.15 on his first run. What can he do for the second one? It's fast. It's very fast at the moment. Down low. That's a big slip, though. Can he keep it together towards the top? Needs to accelerate a little bit more. Is he going to find it? No, he gets a pick stack and a 12.305. I think he could have knocked off a second with that pick. Unfortunate stuff on the last couple of moves. And also, look at that. beautiful background. It's just me who saw that blue sky. Look at that blue sky in the background. Gorgeous evening here. Well, this is the problem. He got his right pick stuck there as we flick away, and that just cost him at least a second, I reckon, off that 13.15. So, not an improvement. Oh, it was an improvement. 12.305. Sorry, apologies. Well, that is an improvement. Could have gone even faster, though. Badzog is up next.
Speed final of under 20 here in Champagny-le-Haut.
In 11.20.
We start with Victor.
On that first run. 12.30 in a second. He's consistent. What can he do?
Victor.
He's already set a good time. He's already on the top spot, and it's not going to be quicker, this one. In fact, he's got problems. So we'll know that 11.20 is his time. Much, much slower from him. I'm sorry, this is Victor. Apologies. This is Victor, 15 from Spain. My mistake. Victor going up here. Better towards the top. Let's see what he can do. It's a couple of falls. It's a couple of slips and a 28 for Victor. Victor from Spain. 52 on that first run, 37 on the second. So improving every time he ran. Now down to 28.610. Hands raised for him. Nice to see smiles all around, though. Right, this is Oliver, who is out. Czech Republic in the blue. Oliver Amersky, what can he do? Sitting in fifth at the moment with a 17.12. It's a big slip, and that's going to be knocking him out, I think. Although, this is where the rules just going to be interesting, because he definitely hit the ground, or near the ground, but did he hit the ground? I'm not too sure. They called a fall, whatever, so he's gone. And he will leave. The athletes getting jackets, protective gear on. They'll be wanting to stay warm as the temperature drops. It's always, for me, the most impressive thing with ice climbers is just their ability to perform at the highest level in the coldest conditions. Not be one I'd excel at, put it like that. They are tough, these ice climbers. As we've seen from the blood earlier on, very tough. Right, Rory Watson is out next. Sorry, this is Daniel Kokoska.
Let's go, Daniel.
So here we go. Daniel from Poland. What a start from him. Big jump off the starting blocks, and this is a fast one. He's wanting to put one in the books here. He's got consistent time so far. Can he knock some time off that 12 seconds? It's going to be close. That's a big slip, and that's going to cost him at a 12.69. Oh, he was so close to improving that time. That was one slip away there from an almost perfect run, I think. It cost him, though. That was it. Look, that right foot swinging into nothingness in the background. Hits up with the left. And breathing heavily as he's lowered. Well done, Daniel. That was close, but it's not going to improve on that podium time, which is a 12.56. That's currently in his silver medal, and that's him done. So that's the best he could do on the night. 4 athletes to go before we know who will win this junior male category. Teo is up next. Sorry, Konstantin is up next. Not quite sure what's going on here. There's some kind of an issue. Might be a starting pad issue. Well, don't know. Now he's got the good nod to go, though.
Let's go, Konstantin.
So this is Konstantin. It's a slip. Let's see what he does. And it is a fall there. So that will be it for him. Konstantin done. Those legs. Let's see where he fell in this slow motion. We get an idea of it. That right pick exploded left. And you can see the frustration there. Nearly hit the ice in frustration. That's what I'd do. And he will leave with work undone. We're nearing the end of this junior male category here. This is Batsiog, currently in the top spot, remember this man. And that 11.20. Let's see what he can do here. Explosive start. He's currently in first. He'll just want to secure it. Let's see, it's a slip. I don't think it'll be quicker, but it's going to be close. He's really going for it towards the top of this. Hits the pan. It is car faster. 10.153. Look at those times. Really consistent, which is what you want, and an improvement on your final run. Bit of a slip there to be expected, of course, when you're going that quickly. Oh, what a run from that man. He's been waiting a while out here in the cold. Fast times, hit the pad cleanly. And good work for him. That puts him into the gold medal position provisionally. There it is, the confirmation as we have it. Remember, things sometimes change, but at the moment, that's our top three. Konstantin Willi in second, and then Daniel Kokoska in second. Close times. A 10, a 12, and a 13. Just shows the speed that is possible on this wall. And that was the junior males, all done. In fact, that's all the male categories done. And look at our wall as it's lit up. I told you it was spectacular in the lights, and it really is. Photographer's dream there. And the night stars that come are pretty spectacular as well. Well, the men's side of things are done. And we'll turn our attention to the women's side. But just to remind you, if you're watching at home and you want more of this, well, we've got broadcasts coming over the next couple of days. 3:30 tomorrow on Saturday, we will have the lead rounds for the youth, and then on Sunday the Continental Cup comes to town. There's a couple more experienced athletes out there as they continue their progression through that round. So lots of comp climbing ahead of us over this weekend. My name is Matt Groom, and I'm joined here in frozen France by a very talented group of young athletes here. And a big shout out as well to everyone working behind the scenes, the TV guys who are bringing you these wonderful shots here. Judges, organisers, everyone who work hard to put this competition on for us. And also the gentleman making the food in the refuge, who cooked a fantastic sausage earlier on. He really did. It was beautiful. So thank you, sir, for that. Right, let's move on to the women. We'll just get confirmation exactly which round of the women's we start with here. I think we'll start with the young ones. So that's Youth B. I think so anyway. And yeah, our intrepid judges, well, I thanked them earlier on, and this is why the hoods are pulled up here. They get to, I'm also sitting down, but I'm sitting down in a shed. It's warm for me. Those guys are outside sitting down. So we start with the female under-16 Youth B category. And we've actually only got two athletes qualifying for this, so it's a heads-up race. We've got Jill and Lily. Nearly said Jill and Lil there, but Jill and Lily. So Jill from Switzerland, Lily from Finland, and it's going to be a head-to-head. They'll still get their 3 runs. There are less women in this category, or less women who set times. That's why we only will have 2 in this round, to let you know. Well, Jill, that means you've got a bigger stage. We get to focus on you. It doesn't look like she's nervous at all. She eyes up the camera and then eyes up the ice. Deep breath as she looks upwards. 15 or so metres this wall. Let's see what she can do. First run of the women's Youth B. And it's a solid start down low. Wants to make sure, get one in the books. Don't have a fall. Don't have a full start. As I say that, she slips. Saves herself with the right pick. Now needs to refine the momentum. Good middle section. Much better from her. Will it affected her, though, as we near the top? That just plays in your mind when you have a slip that big. You know, it's not going to be a perfect score, but this is solid. She'll be round about the 30-second mark, as long as she doesn't make a big mistake up here. Night is fallen in the background here. Lights lit up on this wall. She's now over 30 seconds. Last final hook. Well, at the top, oh, it feels like such a long way away, doesn't it, when you're climbing and working this hard. I think I overestimated that. She's going to be more towards the minute mark. It's going to be close. Let's see. She needs to stop The clock hasn't got there yet, now does, and a 50.983 is her first time. Well, she had quite a few moments, especially down low here, while she got used to the ice, found more rhythm in the middle section when we were greeted to that spectacular view in the background, and then slowed again a little at the top. So an up and down run from her. But Jill, I mean, she's guaranteed a silver medal, right? So, hey, not a bad day's work. Lily up next. Lily Bulget-Spoof from Finland. She'll know all she needs to do is get below that 50-second mark, and she'll have the gold. Let's see. Well, it's certainly a little quicker down low. Let's hold off judgment because that can happen. Big slip and a fall, and it does count as a fall. Ooh. Well, this is going to be interesting now. This is where pressure starts to come in. So a no-scoring run, which means that Jill's 50 seconds still stands for her gold. Let's see where it all went wrong. It was a big double slip. She did kind of slide down and catch herself, but I think she was on the rope by that point, and yeah, can't wait that rope. So, Lily will reset. She'll get 2 more runs. Straight back to Jill. I feel a bit sorry for Jill here. I think she'll have wanted some more breathing time. I'd be doing up my shoes at this point. Playing for a bit of time, but Jill's going to have to test her fitness. Oh, she goes again. 50.98 was her first score. Should be cleaner. It usually is on the second run, unless she falls. She'll know where some of the good pick marks are. Solid work from her. 17 seconds here coming, but it was the top where she started to tire from before, and she hasn't really rested either, remember. So if she gets quicker, it's going to be down to pure skill here. And it's definitely quicker, but how much quicker? Right hand up, left hand, finding the good hooks here as she approaches the top of the wall. Still needs to keep driving and pushing though. One last jump, a little slow on this top section. 39.175. Big improvement. Almost 11 seconds improvement. Almost 12 seconds. Good work from her. And again, this puts the pressure now back on Lily. She fell. She hasn't set a time. And she's watching her competitor get better. So the games start. Our cameraman getting us... Camerawoman, in fact, getting as close as possible on the ice. Getting some great shots there of our athletes as they come out. Okay, well, here we go. I said there'd be some mind games here. This is where it starts. Lily fell that first time. It was a marginal slip. She just weighted the rope. She's just watched her teammate give her 12 more seconds. And although to me, Lily looked a bit faster down low, none of it matters, of course. And there's been a timing issue here, so it won't be a full start. She didn't move. So I think she'll just get that probably checked, yeah. Judges are on standby to watch, make sure. And that is the timing pad we keep talking about. Yeah, and the judges are going to come over. That's good. They'll just readjust it. Now, I've been reliably... Oh, she's got a crampon stuck there. Now, what can happen here is you can see the judges helping to clear the ice. Well, that ice falls from the wall, and it gets between the moving parts of the stopping pad, I think. I think that's the theory. So what they have to do is clear out the ice every now and again to make sure that there isn't a dodgy connection, because obviously we want our athletes to perform as well as possible, not have any technical incidences slow them down. So that's what goes on. And there are still timing issues here. So the judges will know that something isn't quite working because there'll be a connection in there when she stands on it. And obviously if they're not getting any signal, they'll know there's a problem. Is she good to go now? And oh my goodness, again, I forgot about the mind games. Well, this will be really playing to Lily's head. She's without her jacket for a while. She'll be getting a bit cold now. She's fallen already. If Lily can put in a time that beats Jill, I would just be amazed and impressed, because she's had to deal with so much on this second run. Well, I think they're ready to go now. Well, she is underway. Right, hold it together now. We know she could have gone faster. Needs everything just to work for her in this round. Good through the middle section. No slips so far. Now she'll be feeling that warmth flooding back into her body after that delay. Tricky near the top, though. It's stepped out, but this is where the slippy part comes in. If she can just stop the clock, she'll get easily onto the top spot. Hesitation, though, towards the top. Needs to make sure of it. Come on, now hits it, and a 30.675. Well, it wasn't blisteringly fast, but it was more than enough. And what a performance for her, considering what just happened. Fair play. And to be honest with you, I'm saying this, but I actually think it's kind of a good thing for some of these younger athletes, because it happens during competitions. I've seen it happen, not just in ice competitions, all the way through to the highest level. And if you don't have the ability to deal with adversity, you're not going to go very far. So for these young athletes to have moments like that is fantastic learning for them. So fair play to Lily. Well, Jill, though, has one final chance. 39.17. She's getting quicker. Can she knock off 9 seconds? It's a big ask, isn't it? Let's see. She did this before, slow at the beginning, and then seems to pick up a bit of speed towards the top. Watch the clock throughout this, because if she can put in a good time, the pressure's straight back on Lily. If she can't, Lily will take this victory. So big moment here. Up towards the 20-second mark. I think she's quicker, but this is where she needs to keep pushing. Has she got the endurance as we near the top of the run? Good hooks. 26 seconds. It's going to be close, isn't it? But I think she's slowed here. 30, 31. Oh, she does stop the clock. But it's not going to be enough. A 30.67. I wonder if watching that back, she'll know how close she came to jumping into a gold medal position. She just hesitated a bit at the top. Couldn't find a good placement. Was a bit too far right, actually. And look, she had an issue bringing that pick all the way over the top rope, because that could have been a gold medal. I think she might be a little frustrated when she looks at a video of that again, if she'd just gone for the bigger move at the top. Well, Lily is in the top spot. She'll stay in the top spot, but she'll take every competition experience she can from this. As Jill gets a jacket put back on immediately. Lily has work to do. Where is she? There she is in the shadows here. Not sure what they're discussing. Maybe they're just getting her ready or watching something. I'm not sure. I can't pick it up from what I can hear. I'm not too sure what the hold-up is. Maybe it's just a change of kit. Is she getting ready now? I think she's nearing. Certainly. They're just waiting. There's certainly some kind of a conversation going on here. There might be an appeal situation. Just checking the rules, perhaps. They're certainly not standing around having a chat for the sake of it, because the temperature is dropping all the time. And I think this is a conversation between Spanish and Finnish coaches, mainly. Sometimes there are appeals. In the same way as any other competition, you can appeal. And the athletes can either appeal against their own decisions at them, or against someone else. So I've just been told, actually, that Lily will not take her last run as she's already won, and we don't want to avoid injuries. So that's what the discussion was. And a good decision, I think, because this sport is dangerous. These athletes will have to compete in lead tomorrow as well. They don't want to spike themselves and knock themselves out of that lead comp. And if you've already won, why go again? Well, yeah, confirmation. Lily, after an up and down with a 30.67, she had to deal with a lot, but she wins on the night here for the Youth B. And I tell you what, there are only 2 athletes in that, but it was the most dramatic round of the lot, wasn't it? Lots to talk about. Lots and lots going on here in Champigny-Évranois, which is a wonderful place if you want to just come and explore the mountains. There's ice climbing in the mountains around, skiing, cross-country skiing, which is a stupid sport, no one should do it, and ice climbing, of course. I don't know how many cross-country skiers are going to annoy with that one. I'll wait for the comments. So as we flick categories, we've moved on to the Youth A under 18 for the women. Remember, we've already done all the men's comps. Miria is up first from the Netherlands. As per usual, 3 runs. More athletes in this round, but a slow start. She was almost caught napping there as the buzzers went. And yeah, this is a bit too careful. Really making sure of the picks, of course, which is good. No slips. But really, if you want to get a fast time on this, you've got to risk it all a little bit. You've just got to get a bit loose. Maybe she'll be wanting a time on the board with this, which is a strategy. You know, get one on the board, see if everyone else makes a mistake, then you know where you're at. And being very careful with those foot placements, but has yet to have a slip, so that's good work. Past 30 seconds now, nearing the top of the wall. Last few moves to come here. We know how tricky it is at the top. And you can see a far right pick, not the best placements, and struggling for placements here. Back towards the middle of the run. Rehooks, a big slip there. This isn't going to be the fastest. Up with the left, she's in, but just needs to make a big final move. Gets it, 55.922. Well, it's in the books. Mireille is in the books on the leaderboard in first position as it stands. And you never know. This is the thing with this. You just never know. Everyone else just might full start or fall off. That could be it. I hope not. You never know. 4 women are in this round. And as I mentioned before, if you didn't hear me, sometimes it's a case that there not being enough under 18 athletes to fill it. Sometimes the athletes won't get time from qualies to go through to the finals. That's why we've seen a mix in numbers of athletes in this categories. Okay, Vivian Reinders from Finland. I'm pretty sure those gauntlet gloves things are just passed around. It's just one set. Well done, Team Finland, for managing that. Again, not the fastest of starts. No chance of a full start with that one. Vivian making sure of it. And in a slower round like this as it goes, it's almost more interesting because falls become very important. If you're going to go at this kind of pace, you have to make sure of it. If you start slipping off, you're in real trouble because obviously you've set a slower time. Sure, it's on the board, but if someone else suddenly cracks in a good one, you're in trouble. Well, we'll see. 29 seconds. We hit the 30-second mark, about more than halfway here. MC encouraging her on, finding good foot placements, finding good hooks. Big slip with the right foot, but she keeps it together as we near the top. This is slower, though, at the top, and you can see how chopped out the ice is getting towards the 50 mark. It's going to be quicker, but a 52.389 is beatable. But I think that jumps her up to the provisional gold as we stand, with a long way to go, of course, in Youth A female. Checks the clock, comes down. I've just noticed the judges have a heater. I've been saying they're having a hard time out there. Look, they've got a gas heater going on. It's an easy life. Amaya from Spain. Del Pozo Carrion, to give her full name, is up and about. Amaya makes sure of that first placement. Top rope in the middle of her body. I say make sure, then has a little stumble back there. We'll make more sure of that one. Really sure of that one. It keeps, I think I changed pick position here, but she's sticking with it, and it is a full start sound. I don't think that was a full start. Was it a full start? She looks disappointed. Maybe it was. No, come on, surely not. It is as well. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's so hard to see. No, she is. I don't really know if what's going on with that one. She came down, certainly, so I don't think it was a full start, which means I think she gets to go again, yes. Okay. So, Amaya will have to reset. Does make sure of this start, and she's underway, and we'll get a time on the board here. Sticks way left of this speed wall. And nearly a slip there down low. Well, she's getting the Wenger call from her team, and she needs to respond here. Wenger, Valle, everything's being shouted at her. Will it push her to faster times? 25 seconds coming up now. Only a 52 to beat, technically, to get on to the gold medal spot, so she's got a real chance here, but needs to get a bit more pace in the top half. So tracked out now. You think there'd be some speed to be found here. Maybe not, though, because the hook placements, of course, get worse, and she does have a big fall and a kick of frustration. Well, that's what I meant. Sure, the feet become bigger. You can see that as we progress, but the pick placements just get worse. The more athletes standing on them, kicking ice into them, suddenly they just run out. And if you're not looking, you don't spot them, you're in trouble. And she fell. Well, a slow first round to this competition with just 4 athletes in it. Kasia will be next. What can Kasia do here? 52.38 is the time to beat currently. Kasia gets a nod towards the judges. The screen goes red. She's underway. No full starts. Right. Team GP are really getting behind their athlete. It's a big fall. Somehow she manages to save it. That right pick just staying in the ice. Good hooks, though, through the middle section here. It's another big fall, and it is a full fall this time. Oh, it won't count for Kasia. She'll have to come down, reset for her second run. Team GP was giving it all the beans in terms of cheering, and then suddenly went very silent as she slipped. Kasia still with a smile, though. Fair enough. A slip and a fall, and she will reset, goes straight back to Team GB. And there's some experienced people on Team GB. My co-commentator from last weekend, Oz, who'll be competing on Sunday, is a part of that Team GB in terms of a sort of a coaching management thing. If I got that wrong, apologies, Oz. Right, Miria. Back up for a second run, 55.92, which I thought was slow when they started, but it turns out it actually might be enough for a podium here in this Youth A under 18 category. Oh, it's a full start. Will it be a full start? Was that a full start? Let's see. We wait. She'll get another chance. I think it was a full start, but she'll get to go again. Aggressive looking tools as well. Well, it's a good start from her. Better this time, but this is the issue we saw before. She just wasn't so sure, but much quicker and a big slip. We're seeing falls all over the place here as we near the end of the speed competition. Much better though from Miria. I think that first time, this might have been that sighted time, get a time on the board kind of style, because she's really motoring through this round. Forget falling off, just go for it. Look at the clock, 23 seconds. Blazing up the top half of the wall. Feet kicking all over the place though. Needs to make sure of it. Don't fall towards the top. Don't look away because it can all be lost in this moment, and it nearly is there. Well, she's still on the wall and stops it at a 36. It's blown the last time out of the water. And that was a nervy end. She had just multiple moments where I thought she might go there, but it's a good time from her. 36.723. Super fast. And if someone's wondering why there isn't a world record on this, well, it's because the courses differ at every event. It's ice, and ice changes, so you can't have a standard time, a standard world record, which must be pretty unique in terms of speed competitions, right? Not sure how many other sports. Any other sport where the course changes, basically. Now I'm thinking about it, there are loads like that, but in that moment I couldn't think of a single one. Anyway, up next is Vivian. Her last score was 52.38, and she's also going for this tactic of one on the board and then 1 second one to go for it. Ticks towards the 10-second mark. It's definitely faster than before, but I think this could be an endurance thing right now because she's slowed right down towards the bottom. Sorry, towards the middle of this route. Finding a bit more speed towards the top. So physical, this sport, and your breath, especially when it's this cold, just seems to freeze in your lungs. Gets good hooks though, trying to drive with the leg still. That's a bad pick though, can't get it in, has to trust something dodgy. Left pick looks better though, and was really slow towards the top. 40 seconds now, it's going to be an improvement, but it's not going to be towards 36 seconds. 44.40, brought that pick up at a sort of a side towards the top there. She was exhausted by the top. But it will get her, keep her in second position and has improved her score. So won't be a gold yet or a silver yet, but she's done better, and look at the breath coming from her mouth there. Tough conditions for these athletes. Amaya has looked composed throughout her final round. Hasn't got a time on the board yet though. So for her, pressure intensifies here a little. She'll need a run. I wonder if she'll go slow or fast here. I think I'd still go for a more steady run for this second one and blaze it for the third. We'll have to find out. Oh, she nearly fell again. And look at that left foot. She keeps turning it. Just not too sure of the placements. Trying to get a side hook. And the problem with this sport is you start thinking about it too much, and this is where not only are mistakes made, but time just goes out the window because, it's, you could just see she didn't quite settle herself down. And you could almost feel the moment. It was when she tried to get her side pull in where it went, and I think her brain just overtook her legs almost. Talked herself out of that run perhaps a little. So no score. She leaves past our camera lady who's knocked out of the way there. Right, Kasia. She also didn't set her time for the first run. Or want something better. She had a big fall down low. This ice really changing as the competition progresses. Fighting start from her though. Will look for no slips if she can possibly help it. Clock ticks up towards the 10-second mark. She slows in this tricky early section as well. Stands on the metal, be careful. Flicks the left foot out around it. No issues, which is good because she was right on that metal. Kicks in, missed the placement, but slid down to a good ledge. Now finds better ledges as she's going up. This could be good. 36.72 is what she wants to be. She's towards 30 seconds. She might get provisional gold here. One slap away, and it is 31.157. Raises her hands in the air as she should, because suddenly she goes from no score to a gold score. What a run from her, especially towards the top as we watch this highlights. She did a much better method. Although she kept committing to a front point, she found good placements if she slipped down. And that was a great run from her. That jumps her up. So well done, Kasia. Okay, well, as our final round beckons here, we know how things start. Kasia just set the high point. 31.15. It's close though, 36.72. But to get onto the podium, you need 44.40. Right, we reset to Mirja, who's currently in second position. She set that 36.72. She'll want to improve it. Nothing left now. You might as well go for it. You're provisionally on the podium, leave nothing behind on the ice here. Good, strong hooks from her. She reaches high above her head. Feet catch up with her, slowing slightly here on the top. Needs to keep pressuring. 20 seconds comes up. This could be good too. Watch the clock. Slight hesitation and a slip here though, down low. Looks to hit it. Could this be? It's gonna be, but only just a 30.278. Nearly blew it towards the top. Made some mistakes on the top half of that wall that got me breathing hard here in the box. Thought she might have lost it there. She was so close to losing it. I just wanted her to jump. And eventually smacked that timing pad. Got onto the top spot. Pushes Kasia down. But Kasia has one more run to go. Vivian next. Vivian Reyners. She's now sitting in bronze medal position. Well, the way things are going, anything might happen here. The athlete's leaving us on tenterhooks on this final run. Will she improve her time? She must be feeling a bit tired, surely. Oh, and it's a slip and a fall, and it's just done, isn't it? Well, it won't be. So that 44.40 will have to be her score, and now she's just got to hope that Amaya, who goes next, doesn't beat that. And it's the worst feeling as an athlete where you put the competition back into your competitor's hands and you can't do anything about your score, you can't improve it, and now you just got to sit back and watch. But for Amaya, who is next, no time on the board, remember. A fall, as you can see. So although she's got nothing to lose, I guess, she wants to get a score on this board, because even a fairly moderate time of 44 will get her on the podium. And I'm not too knowledgeable about whether she can go faster than this, and she hasn't shown us how quick she can go. I want to see it. Let's see what Amaya can do. No falls, please. Get through this bottom section. She's being very, very careful, as you'd expect, because it's tricky down low. Wants to make sure of it, but is being a little bit too slow down low at the moment. But I mean, look how picked out that middle section is there as she goes upwards. I keep watching the clock here. It's going to be close. I think she might get on the board as long as she doesn't mess it up on the top position. Couple of moves to go. Will this be a podium place? Hooks, hits, 37.133. It should be. Definitely should be. Reyners with that slip, costing her really dear. as she's pushed down, or will be once the scores have been updated. We'll wait, of course, for confirmation. Hello to my live stream listeners as well. Come on, Kasia from Gustavo. Someone's asking where we are. Jan? Well, we're in Champagny-et-Vanoise in France. I was trying to describe where it is. It's kind of near Annecy, if you know that. Kind of fairly near... where else is it near? I don't know. Look at it on the map. But it's a beautiful valley. Kasia's up next, final athlete. She can make a difference to this board, but will she? She had a disaster on the first run. Better foot on the second. 31.16 was her time. She has potential here, but she's had an early fall. So needs to pull everything together for the top of this wall. Good hooks as she works her way upwards. Big slip on the right there. Still going. 18. Now we hit 20. Kasia trying to keep it together. A huge slip, but holds on. Last section of the wall. This could be a gold. I think it's slipping away from her. It is now. So she will be going down the leaderboard. Where will she end up? Hits the clock at 33. That's enough for bronze. Kasia on the board. It might have been gold at one moment, but it was bronze here tonight. That was the ice exploding in her face from one of the placements. She was close, so close. Slightly weird hooks at the end to make sure of it. And Kasia up into a bronze medal when we wait for that score to be updated to 33.577. And Youth A is done. We'll wait for confirmation of the scores as we know them. There we are. Mirja taking the lead with a 30.27, followed by Kasia, 31. Amaya after that at 37, and then Vivian Reynolds after that. That's the scores as they stand. And that does move things on to our final category here. Final series of races. And this is the junior female under 20 who will be up next and last. Our wall now fully lit by floodlights. What a place to be as the athletes boot up. They're called fruit boots, those things. And if you've done mountaineering before, you'll know usually you wear mountaineering boots, which are much heavier and bulkier than these things. These are kind of like, how do I describe them? Like very stiff climbing shoes with crampons sort of bolted onto the bottom of them. They're much lighter than other crampons. And the athletes here, and we're watching our first competitor, Nessa, out on the wall. That's a McShannon from Great Britain. Good start from her, 15 seconds, and having some difficulties, but no falls. Left foot gets tangled up in that wire once more. Look how tracked out the top of this is. It's like a path towards the top. Doesn't make it any easier for the athletes, of course. Those pick marks would have been eroded away, and you can see how much trouble she's having towards the top. It's like climbing a chimney up there. Big moves, tricky sequences from her. What will her first time be? It's a 41.089 for her. She hits it twice. She had stopped it on the first one, but I would do the same if you're not sure. Just batter the thing, why not? 41.089 is our sighter score here for Nessa. 6 athletes in this round have progressed through. Nessa says hello, and I know there's a lot of friends and families of these athletes watching at home, so hello to you all. I hope you're cheering on your loved ones. It is proven if you shout at the screen, they do go faster. As a study, you can find it. So I hope you're having a good time if you're watching at home. Vilja from Finland, Vilja Helen, is up now. Hooks onto the wall with the left. Usually athletes will go with their weaker arm up first, so she might be left-handed, but this does change. In fact, it's not set in stone, but I quite like to see. What kind of time will she get? No full start, that's good. Slow and steady through the bottom. We know it's risky down low, so it's a good idea to do this. And I tell you what, this method that she's employing here, we saw wonders last week in Cheongsong. Just carry on. Slow and steady sometimes, and I say slow because it looks it, and yet the time will be good if she holds it together, and it's a good way to have a first run. 26.280 is solid from Vilja. And I think, especially when ice gets chewed up like this, that this method is the best. When it's more vertical, when it's less stepped out, you really want to drive with your legs, but when it's in this situation, we've seen as many falls as we have, well, that steady right, left approach, I think, is a good way to go, especially for your first run. She goes back to join her team, who's immediately warmed up. And it's worth mentioning that some of these athletes won't have necessarily coaches. They'll have people looking after them, of course, all our juniors do, but some teams supported better than others. It just shows how impressive it is for everyone just to be here competing. You know, it's a sport that's in its building phase. And personally, I think it's one that is going to grow in the next couple of years. You wait till you see lead tomorrow. If you think this has been exciting, you just wait till they're hanging upside down on a lead rope. Well, next up will be Nina Henderson. I'm pretty sure we're getting shots of her here. Another GB team member. That's a generator in the background, by the way. It's not someone just starting their car. Generators needed to run various things, including the lights around the stadium here. All right, Nina hammers in that left pick, making sure of it. Hammers in the right. Nods towards the judges. She's ready to go and looks up for this. Good start from Nina. It's faster as well. Forget the slow and steady. Just drive. That's what she's trying to do. Loses the left pick, though. Slides down. So far, so good with the pick placements. Feet skidding all over the place. Ignore those. Standing on the ledge now. She goes over to the right. Maybe a little too hitty with that right pick, but it is working, and maybe a better system as the right ice gets chewed up. This is going to be a good time. 26, it's not going to be that, but it's going to be close. Wow, 26.814 should be second. Good work from Nina. I'm just watching a replay here over the top. She missed it the first time. Thank you guys for showing a replay of that, because I hadn't actually seen that. Slightly below the metal there. Hit it the second time well. Nina slides into, it says third. I think she'll be in second now after that. Okay. Ladina from Switzerland. Very much in her zone right now. Eyes down. Trying to shut out the noise around her. Well, speed equals determination. She should go really quickly here. Focus look on her face. And a better start through the bottom. This is a lady who's done this a few times. Right, good hooks. And she's just aiming her body. Look at her hips. Not really moving from side to side. Legs are a bit. This is going to be a quick time as long as she doesn't fall. Top is hard though. Makes good work of it. And that is a 17.176. That is great from her. That is going to be a very tricky time to beat. Ladina easily out in front. It looked good, didn't it? You could just see how smooth she was through. It's the little things you notice when you start to really watch this sport that makes a difference to your speed. It's not just a case of sort of moving your arms and legs as fast as possible. You've got to have a bit of tactics, especially when a route changes like this. You've got to have an idea in your brain of where you're headed on the wall, not just fully rely on instinct. Anna Tetsengema is up next. Gets the nod. Tetsengema. On this again, there's different levels to this, but what a spectacular fall that was. Loses everything again. Well, this is the issue when you go fast. You see drama like this. I think I prefer the drama. It's brilliant to watch. She's all over the place. But look at the time. It is quick. She's got to beat 17, but she's going to be up there on the podium. If she can just not fall off, well, 20 will do. And I think she could go a lot faster. So that's in second position as we stand. This was some spectacular moments. Everything off. Just that right pick saving her. Go fast, risk a fall. Go slow, risk a slow time. It's just a gamble, isn't it? But it was a quick one. Lorena, a final athlete out before we switch to the second rotation of the junior females. Lorena Beck. Just getting that timing pad sorted out. Now, interestingly, she hasn't gone the golf glove route. She's gone the furry glove route. For me, that would make... Oh, the pad goes again. That's definitely not a full start. Yeah, for me, the glove choice is interesting here because I would think that you'd slip. Those gloves are sort of slippy. But anyway. just making oh, there we go. Thank you, camera lady. Zooming in on those gloves. Yeah, it's just interesting. Usually the athletes wearing golf gloves, because it's not, you have to wear gloves as regulation, and golf gloves are thin enough that you really get to feel the tool. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think I'd be in the woolly gloves as well with this temperature, but we'll see. And it's another something anyway. I don't think that's her. That's timing pad. Imagine they're going, oh, someone's MC said full start. Maybe it was a full start. Well, let's look down at that timing pad. That's the pad itself. So the starting pad is underneath the matting for obvious reasons. You can see the crampons sparkling in the light. They're quite sharp, them crampons, so you don't want them puncturing your timing pad. But with layers of ice, as I've mentioned a few times, it can cause some problems. So that's what we've seen. Right. Hitsugama should now be ready to go. No full starts, no nothing. Off she goes, and it's a quick start. All in the hip save, but that's a big slip again, and a spectacular save with the right pick. Hooking hard now, a little harder from behind than before. 17 is what she's aiming for. It might be close. If she hadn't had that slap, I think it could have been, but she's slipping now. 17 is gone, but 19 is a good time, and that's silver as we stand. As we near the end of this first run. That was a massive slip. The right pick always looks solid, though. I don't think she was in danger of falling, but it does slow her down, or did slow her down. 19.270. All right, first round done. We've got 2 to go, but now we know where things stand for our podium. Currently, Beck, 20.42, sets the podium position, and if you want to win it, 17.17 currently, as things start. We flip again. Nessa is back out with that lovely smile we saw from before. Scottish Mountaineering Dry Tooling Club on her arm, and I know those guys watch many of these events, and so hello to you if you're watching back home. Can she improve on that time? She's down on the leaderboard as it stands with a 41, so we'll want something better here, and I think this second run will be a go all out run, so I'm expecting an improvement, but I'm worried about slips. I'm at that stage of this. Good hooks from her, feet skittering around a little bit, and even more so as she nears the top. Gradually throwing her confidence, but so much quicker than that first run. Needs to keep it going though. Nears the chimney section, as I'm going to call it, of this route. It's going to be faster. How much faster will it be? 32.961, that's way up there. Fair play. Bumps it up into 5th. Just a smoother run from her all round. Of course, that chimney did cause some issues. Well, it was a good run. She's happy for it. Next up, Vilja. She's down in 4th at the moment. 26.28 was a good time, especially for her first run. You can see that you bashed it conversation going on in the background. I think he said put an ice pack on it. should be available. Vilja fast through the bottom. This is coming up to 10-second mark, and this is a good run from her at the moment. But entering the cutout section, the chimney ahead of her. What can she do through here? 17 comes and goes. It won't be a gold at this stage, but it is going to be quick, much quicker than before. She got a 26. Will it be quicker than before? No, it's not going to be quicker. Oh, it's almost identical, in fact. 26.28, which will be the same, depending on rounding up. And I don't know what the rounding up is. We'll have to wait and see for that one. Oh, yeah, she hadn't had that moment. I think it could have knocked off a second or two. But it was a big fall. That dropped down onto a good ledge. Nina Henderson is in action. 26.81 was her first time. You can hear the Scottish voices in the background. A lot of Scots here in the stadium. So obviously no full start, ignore that sound. Adjust the pad just to make sure of it. That's what I do. Judges coming in for a little pad shuffle. Getting some encouragement and advice from the coaches in the background. She's ready to go now, though. Well, she's clean and off to a good start. Hard hooks down low, of course, as we've seen throughout this. This is a good run as things stand from Nina Henderson. Yeah, keep it going is the crowd's response, and she should. She needs to keep this going. This is a good run. Could be up there. Oh, a bit of a slip there. 21.37. Ah, it's so close to third, isn't it? But not quite. Oh, yeah, you wonder sometimes if they know. Of course, they don't know exactly what score they're getting, but she was really close to getting on the podium there. There's Nina Henderson. And looking on nervously in the background is Ladina. 17.18 was her time from before. Our current leader here, Ladina Heller. Most focused of all the athletes. But I mean, I talk about focus just because it impresses me, I think. You get athletes who don't need focus. They work in a different way. They like to bring it all in. But for me, it's incredible when an athlete stays within their zone like she did. And look at this on her second run. Much quicker through the bottom. Can she improve on her score? Oh, no, she can't. It's a fall, a slip. She did land on that big ledge that's materialised in the middle. It was never going to recover from that. She comes down. So won't improve her time. Yeah, watch this, because she fell, slipped here, found the ledge, but arms were fully gone. Yeah, she was off. No chance of recovering that one. But it doesn't matter for her. That first time was good. All right, next up. Tetsingama Anna is out and about. Let's see what she can do. The beeps go, the buzzers sound, and it's clean. Good work from her. She finds good hooks, but that's a big fall. Will it count? I think she's still on. She is still okay. Well, she's carrying on now, really making sure that pick placement's hammering in that right pick. Trouble with the left pick, getting it a bit stuck in. I can't believe she recovered herself from that fall. Brilliant from her, but it's not going to be as quick as before. Another slip. Oh, she'll be wanting this just to be over now. Hits the thing. Checks the time at 27.78. Doesn't improve. And a bit of a nightmare run for her, just in terms of slips. That was the save. Wow, I thought she was gone. And then from there, just a little overhitting, I think, which is totally understandable considering you've just nearly fallen off the wall. I do the same. And as she has done. I also don't know how she breathes with that buff over her face. I'd be taking that off if I was her. Right, Lorena Beck from Czech Republic, sitting in third, 20.42. Can she improve on her second run of things? That left pick hovers on the ice. She'll have spotted the hole she's going for. Up it goes, and a good start. Clean through the bottom. This is wonderfully fluid. Lorena Beck with a big slip for the first time. Almost a drop knee in there to save herself. Now she has some problems. Needs to recompose as we near the top. It's still fast for her. It still could be gold. And it is as things stand. 15.339. Putting things squarely back in Ladina's court there. What a run from her. Yeah, she had that fall, but to find the momentum, re-find it, and put on another speedy top. That was good work from her. She kind of shrugged the shoulders, but that was fast, and she'll have a big smile on her face as she goes back in. Okay, well, final time for the final round. I don't want it to end. Nessa is up next. She's currently sitting down at the bottom of 32.96, but boy, have these times dropped during this finals. Can she improve once more? Give it everything. Nothing left, really, but that right pick is not playing ball. Slid and slid again. Now found some placements. Oh, the bottom of this, it's just got hard, hasn't it? All that exterior ice has been chipped away, leaving just nodules of cold, freezing ice that they can't hook. She's having problems. She wants to improve on that time. And she should do if she can keep it together, but no, it's a slip and a catch and a fall almost. standing on ledges at this point in the competition. 28 seconds on the clock. It's not going to be an improvement for her. Nessa will stick with that 6th place. But still, for Team GB, who's fairly new to this sport, that will be good. Good experience for Nessa. She finishes things off here. And she knows it's not quite enough. I think that's why she's just slowed down. Doesn't want to hurt herself here at this stage. Hits that pad. And that's it for the Fifis for her. She can grab the other tools for tomorrow. This was a performance down low. Just didn't quite ever look too fast down. I think might have been a bit tired as well. But I think the bottom ice has changed to be really hard and really quite difficult to climb right now. Next athlete moves her way forward. This is Vilja. She has a chance here to get a gold. No, she doesn't. Forget that. 26.28. Well, she does have a chance to get the gold, but she's not as close as I thought, is what I mean. But apologies to her. But 26 can definitely be beaten. She has this style, which is a bit, which I think is really smart, to be honest, for this stage in this competition. But having this style, you need to really drive with those legs. Multiple. Just push, push, push with the legs. 21. Coming closer. 22.65 for Helen. A good run. We switched to a replay at the top. It was actually a solid top. We've seen a lot of problems here, but she did have that slip, but it wasn't as bad as some we've seen. Full pick first into that timing pad. Vilja Helen will move up in terms of time, but not in terms of score. She stays in 5th place. Okay, Nina Henderson, currently sitting in 4th, needs to get below 19 to get onto the podium. She has potential to do that as well. Her time has been going down, 26 to 21. Can she knock off the last few seconds? I think it all depends on this bottom part of the wall. Will she be able to find something where others can't here? Looks up, breath fogging in the night air now. Bit of a tweak. It could have been a full start. She got lucky to get away with that. And a big slip. It is all down to this beginning of the wall. But she manages to save herself. Now onto softer ice. Should be able to make some time up here, but no. It's a double fall, and it's the end of her competition. She will stick with her current score. And lucky not to progress. She actually got through the hardest bit down low. Started going faster through there, and that right pick. She made a move that wasn't really hooked, slid down, popped out. Tricky stuff. Now, someone who might win this thing, Ladina Heller. She got knocked off the top spot by Beck by 2 whole seconds, but she was leading this for a while. So she now needs to change her mindset. She's been focused throughout. Now it's leave nothing behind. All comes down to this. Can she knock off a few seconds off that 17 time? The ice has got worse though, but this is a good start from her. Easy through the middle, it's a double fall. She holds it together, keeps going. Could still maybe have it. It's going to be very tight to see if she can. Nears the timing pad. Last couple of moves. No, there's the mistake and the double mistake. 16. Oh, that 2 slips up top just cost her gold. Let's watch for those mistakes or those slips. I say mistakes, it's really not their fault when they do this. They just leave everything on the line. That was the first one. And then the second was higher. There it goes, a little hesitation there. What a run from her though. Anna ties on. I think that means that we know our winner, because Beck then has the best score, and I doubt she'll run again. So congratulations to Beck, Lorena Beck. Oh, I'm sorry, what am I talking about? Because of course Teskamama here can take the win technically. She is sitting in 3rd. She has to have a 19. So for Beck, she's holding her breath right now. She might have to never climb again on this. Well, this lady here will force her hand. Let's see. Full start. Let's see. Is it? Is it not? Pretty sure she'll get to go again. I don't think she's had a full start yet. There's judge deliberation going on. One of those situations you kind of don't. It's like you get pulled over by the police. You don't want to catch their eye. No, it is all done. It is a full start. That is it. Okay, well, that should mean then that Lorena Beck takes victory for the juniors under 20s. Does it? Maybe not. No, okay. Well, Lorena Beck will go again. So she got a 15.33.
The last athlete of this under 20 speed final, Lorena.
Prepares herself here. This is a victory lap for her. Wants experience on the ice, wants to improve, of course, to get that time locked in. She got a 15.33. Can she possibly do better? Surely not. Not with the ice in this condition. Nearing the 15. Oh no, she misses it. She still stops it quicker. 13.524 means Beck definitely takes victory there. Brilliant from her. I can't believe she got a faster time, and it could have been even faster if she'd managed to just not make that mistake at the very top. Look at that, it was a full fall almost, still stopped the clock quicker. Brilliant from Beck as she finishes things up. What a win from her. The athletes getting some nice support from the crowd there who have been watching as we near 7 o'clock. And do remember, if you enjoyed that, well, there's much more to come here in Champagny-et-Vanoise. We have the lead climbing tomorrow as we just get confirmation. Beck, we just saw her run, wins the junior females under 20. Good time with a 13.52. Ladinia and Tescamama making up the rest of our podium. After that, slower times coming, but still good for the junior females as we look at these boards. Just good reminder of who is competing. There are a lot of athletes out there. Well, you can find those results on the website as well. But for now, we will say goodbye to you. But before we do, I want you to check out a bit of a teaser. The guys behind the cameras here at the UIAA are making a fantastic documentary on thin ice. So to whet your appetite, here's a bit of video from that. And I'll see you tomorrow, 3:30 Central European Time, for the lead.
I don't know, you keep wanting to go back and you can never stop.
I've been dreaming of winning World Cups, or at least being able to stand on the podium of a World Cup.
What makes a champion? I mean, I think it's about kind of being able to perform at the highest level and dealing with some fairly kind of tenuous conditions.
You're not happy with the place until you're at the top. Yeah, last season was almost like a comedy show.
It kind of did take over my life then for quite a few years.
It's the fierce version of everything.
If it goes their way on the day, they could all easily be up there on the podium.
And it is a big family that kind of hate each other.
you.